of Sirach, chapter 42, verse 23. All these things live and remain forever for all uses, and they are all obedient. Okay, first and foremost, I like to give infinite honors and prayers to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rekah HaKodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Salutation to the icons that's pushing the truth and sincerity. Lord willing, this video will be edifying first and foremost to the whole elect, and to those that cleave to the body. I want to get in the lesson today, alright? Centered around keeping calm, because the Lord deal with Satan too. You know, sometimes as the hopeful elect, you know, we believe we're in the graces of the Lord because wisdom, knowledge, and understanding has been given unto us. Also the Rekah HaKodash. You know, sometimes we tend to forget the balance of it, that the Lord also deals with Satan too. Now we know the Lord hates the wicked, alright, and they're used to carrying out his whipping stick, and you know, they're the adversary unto the righteous. But nonetheless, they are clean for their uses. Alright? And what I mean by that, the Lord deals with Satan too, man. Alright, I'm gonna get some precepts showing how the Lord deals with Satan. Alright? To actually prove that as the Lord deal with the elect, he deal with Satan. Now their ways are of use is contrary one to the other, but nonetheless, okay, the power in which the Lord utilized Satan, man, is more or less the fact that he deals with it. Okay? They're like, oh man, Lord ain't dealing with Satan, bro. He ain't none. If the Lord is in control, he controls everything. All right. Now I'm gonna get back to this Sirach 42. I started at 22. I started at 23. So I can read 22. It says, "Oh, how desirable are all his works." Okay. Which we desire to look into. You know, obviously the depth of it. You know, it brings our it heightens our want to see meter in a way, you know. Like, man, I can only desire what, you know, the Lord stores up, right? And that a man may see even to a spark, you know, even but to a little of his works. Okay, all these things live and remain forever for all uses, and they are all obedient. All things are double against another, and he had made nothing imperfect. Now, though yes, something could be against the other, it's not imperfect. You know, it was made, all right, to represent. It was made to be established and represent what it was created for. You see, because even everything the Lord made, I'll get that next. I'm gonna read this 25. One thing established the good of another, and who shall be filled with beholding his glory. So they're establishing the good of another. All right. The other thing is needed, and that's how we know the Lord deals with both sides. Okay. Now, what side he's clearly with, he favor and he love. You know, that's his right hand. Okay. But on his left hand, also help complete the will and serve the purpose of the Lord. All right. That's why the elder brother down here always mentioned, he was like, if you can receive this, Satan is on our side, man. You know, contrary to popular belief and they worshiping Satan and God is nah. All right. Everything is under the regime or the regimen of the Lord, the power of the Lord, the hand of the Lord. You see? Let's get that. Then I'll get that wisdom of Solomon. Okay. This is Sirach 18:1. He that liveth forever had created all things in general. And that's why when you start to speaking of things in general, which, obviously, we start speaking of things in a wide application, all right? You start to speak of things in all. So when you speak of things in all, you can't omit nothing, all right? The whole class of things, man, all right? It's like a general truth. You're speaking of the spectrum of truth, right? The Lord only is righteous, and there is none other but He. So if the Lord is only righteous, why would He create something wicked or off or crooked? You see? That just lets you know the Lord deal with that, man. That was needful in His eyes. It was good in His eyes. It says, who governeth the world with the palm of His hand, and all things obey His will, which I read in Sirach 42. For He is the King of all, by His power dividing holy things among them for purveying. And in Sirach 15, He tells you that when He created particular things, all right, they serve for their purposes, man. All right? He hollowed some things, and some things He made low. All right? Get that too. It says, to whom had He given power to declare His works? Right? The working of whatever the Lord wants to do is in His power. And who shall find out His noble acts? Right? Okay? Let's see. This is I'll get that Sirach 33 and 15 that I mentioned. Remember that the Lord loves us all, man. Right now, who are we to say, well, hey, the Lord made it for the hated, and then, but it was good. It wasn't imperfect, right? That's what you need to know, so you can understand how Satan works, who he's controlled by. All right, what is his physical counterpart on the earth? All right, where's the spiritual part of Satan? All right, because anything that's physically got a physical counterpart of a man on earth, it has a spirit, is a spiritual sense of them too. It's Sirach 33. Ain't nothing walking down here in the physical that haven't been manifest in the spiritual, man. This is Sirach 33. And 12. It says, and some of them had He blessed and exalted, and some of them He sanctified and set near Himself. That's the elect. But some of them had He cursed and brought low and turned out of their place. Now, when He did this, the Lord saw it was good, right? One was the good for the other. So Satan is needed for the elect, man. So keep calm. The Lord is dealing with Satan in the way that He wants to deal with him. Right? We don't get our panties in a bunch on the, oh man, say man, now the Lord ain't gonna do that. Like, nah, man. We understand the mind of the Lord, man, to a degree, which He have given us, man. It says, as the clay is in the potter's hand to fashion it at His pleasure, so is Him, so man is in the hand of Him that made him. So it's not saying the physical counterpart of man, Esau, Edom, the wicked, they're men. Okay? To render to Him that render them as liking Him best. So the Lord liked the way he this is rendered unto Him. So look, well, good is set against evil, and life against death. So is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly. So look upon all the works of the Most High. There are 2 and 2, one against the other. Now, let me get this to show you the Lord loved both sides, man. know, the Lord not biased in the things he created. You know, he just have separated them to serve for their purpose and their need. This is Sirach 11. And 24. For thou lovest all things that are, and abhorrest nothing which thou hast made. Now keep in mind, the Lord don't contradict himself. So he say, Jacob have I loved, so Esau have I hated. So you got to get the context in which the Lord speaking here, man. All right? Saying it was imperfect or good. Okay? It says, for never wouldest thou have made anything if thou hast hated it. So the purpose of it served for the uses in which it was created is what's being spoken about right here. Okay? But thou sparest all, for there are thine, O Yahweh, the lover of thou lover of souls. So all souls belong to the Lord. All right, the soul that sinned, they're all his, right? In Ezekiel 18:4. So you got to get the total understanding of that, man. Right? He's speaking of that in a general perspective. All right? But when it's Esau and Edom, that's a what? That's not a general perspective. That's a particular person. Okay? And you got to understand, you know, where the Lord hate lie at, man. Now let's start getting some precepts showing that the Lord deals with Satan. This obviously brothers should know it. This Job 1:6. It says, now there was a day when the sons of our power came to present themselves before Yahweh, and Satan came also among them. Now, if they're going to congregate with the Lord, okay, in the heavens as such, all right, how is Satan up there? Remember, I thought Satan fought the Lord and kicked out of, you know, heaven. And, you know, he was so beautiful, the Lord got jealous, which is madness, man. It's mischievous talk. The end of that, whoever talking like that is madness, man. You know, I thought that. My auntie, you know, uncles, and, you know, pastors of old and different people, right? They put that in your head. Oh, Lord was jealous of Satan. He was a beautiful angel. The Lord gonna be jealous of his creation, man. Well, you know what I'm saying? He created it, but then felt like it was a threat unto him, man. Satan not a threat unto the Lord. He obeys the Lord's will. All right? It says, and the Lord, Yahweh said unto Satan, whence comest thou? Then Satan, so Satan is disputing with the Heavenly Father. And he's, you know, he actually having he's conversing. So the Lord deal with Satan. Satan answered Yahweh and said, from going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it, which the Lord gave him order to do that. And Yahweh said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job? So the Lord is showing you he's dealing with Satan, man. Do that mean the Lord is off and wicked? And, you know, like, well, what is the Lord doing here? No, the Lord is fulfilling his purpose, his will. This was needed. This was necessary. Okay? You know? So he got Satan to go and test his servant Job overall. Brothers read it on their own time. All right? This First Chronicles. Lord always been dealing with Satan, man. Okay? You got your panties in a bunch. Hey, you know, Lord willing, this could be able to enlighten you more to understand, oh man, it ain't no separation between. Hell no. The Lord is king of all. Everything is obeying his will. This First Chronicles 21:1. And Satan stood up against Israel and provoked David to number Israel. So the Lord allowed Satan all right, to enter to David to do that, all right, because there was a judgment that needed to be done according to the Lord's will. There's nothing we can do, all right, if the Lord wanna manifest Satan on your ass, man. Myself, none of us, man. Right? Lord wanna put spirits on us, man. We can't do anything. All right? We's at the Lord's mercy, man. For creating Satan, man. As crazy as that sounds, you gotta understand it. Even if the Lord created, it was necessary. All right? So the Lord used Satan. You know, he done had, you know, who shall be an evil spirit in the mouth of the prophets. All right, when he had to go persuade Ahab, I believe. All right? I'm not saying his name correctly, Salaki. All right, Luke. These are major events that happen in Israel, all right, where the Lord allows Satan to do his thing, right? So if the Lord is allowing him to do his thing, then the Lord is with that for that present time, you know? Do this make the Lord unrighteous? No. Is there unrighteousness with the Most High? God forbid. All right, you gotta have mercy on whom you will have mercy, all right? And he like it, you know, he do it as he like it. Is that unrighteousness with the Most High? The Lord forbid. Luke 22:3. Then enter Satan into Judas named Iscariot, being numbered of the 12, man. Now, Satan had to enter into him because remember, the whole goal was to betray the Lord, all right, to take the Lord up and to what? To crucify him. It was already written that he had to come and die and go through what he had to go through. Right? The Lord used the goat or the left hand side to what? Fulfill that purpose, all right? To go against the good, man. It's a complete balance in the heavens, man. Satan ain't just come do that on his own and I'm about to provoke him and get Yahweh Shai. Nah, man, this was orchestrated in the heavens from the power of Yahweh, all right? Given down into the angels to be carried out through Judas Iscariot, to be carried out on our Lord, man, Yahweh Shai, man. You see that? All right? The same with men in the ministry, man. This 2 Corinthians, it's no marvel at these things, man. You see that? 11 and 13. And for such are false apostles, deceitful workers, transforming themselves into the apostles of the Mashiach Yahweh Shai. And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into the angel of light. So we don't marvel at that because they can be used for good things or bad things, all right? Or evil things, okay? And we're aware of that, man, okay? There is no great thing if his ministers also be transformed as the ministers of righteousness, whose end shall be according to their works, man. Okay? I really got to get this when we speak about Esau, you know, I mean, obviously the Lord deals with Satan, right? There's no way I can't get this to get out of here, man. This is Romans 13:1. Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers. Everybody know the higher powers right now is the motherfucking wicked. All right? The righteous not ruling. For there's no power but of Yahweh. All right? There's no authority. So if we're subject to the higher powers and they have no authority, then who we subject to now? The powers that be are ordained of our power, Yahweh, and the Son Yahweh Shai. Whosoever therefore resisted the power, resisted the ordinance of God. That's why he say he that curses Satan, cursing his own soul. Because the Lord dealing with Satan, man. Right? Resisted the ordinance of Yahweh, and they that resist shall receive themselves damnation. For rulers are not a terror to good works, but to the evil. Wilt thou then be afraid of the power? Do that which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same. For he is the minister, that's the servant of God to thee for good. What we talking about, man? But if thou do that which is evil, be afraid, for he beareth not the sword in vain, for he is the minister of God, a revenger to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil. So the purpose that served the Satan, man, is to offset the elect, man. So the Lord, yes, he deals with Satan. So I don't want to desire that was edifying, man. Till next time, I say shalom.